Bros.
Oh.
Yo.
It is among us.
Up?
It is
What is up? What is up? What is up, man?
It is upon us, guys.
It is. It is. The big announcement, the big man himself. He's sitting in our back room right now waiting to join us. Hey, man, does it get any better than tonight? Seriously.
It will when we actually go
like
where we're going.
Yeah, like that's probably the only thing better than what's happening right now.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, we can roll out a red carpet, but we can't roll out the red carpet that has little candy treats that Byron likes to have at occasion there at his ranch. But you know, at the end of the day, man, how about it, dude? We're finally here, finally getting ready to draw. You know, we're gonna talk about the ranch. You know, talk about the. I mean,
how this even became a thing.
Yeah. I mean, seriously,
crazy,
you know.
And I Google Maps it. I looked over like a little satellite view, and it's like they're there, guys. You're going to catch some fish.
Oh yes.
If you look
I got some questions for him when he finally comes in before we get into everything, because I found some pictures today that make me wonder. Oh. Joe, you know what I'm talking about.
Which pictures?
The pictures of Byron from back in the day.
Oh man.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't be throwing dirt at my boy, man.
I ain't wondering nothing.
I'm trying to throw dirt. All I'm saying is,
listen,
do I not need an autograph? That's all I'm wondering.
Well,
I'm getting one.
You know, I've been wondering if it's him or if it's Miss Kimberly, you know. So it's one of the two.
It's him. It's him. But from what I've seen,
one picture in particular, and it makes me feel like 100% he was a celebrity status of some sort. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to show it just yet.
Not just yet.
I want his initial reaction when it goes on, because
I'm seeing gun show. I'm seeing gun show. You know, on my end, but
yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, wait till you see, because like I'm getting a totally different vibe. Like I'm getting this like legendary vibe, like it's something that just doesn't even. I feel like he had a past life that no one knew about.
Oh,
well, don't we all? Don't we all? Apparently, you've uncovered.
I would still be living that past life. Well, I don't know. He's got the life right now, but
yeah.
You better pump the brakes, cuz.
I'm pumping. All I'm saying though is, had to be a good time. So, you know, let's go ahead and get him in here.
Let's just bring him in.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way.
Hold on, let me bring him in. Let's bring the man himself.
Oh, there he is.
What's happening?
What's going on, Byron?
It's my twin. We got the silver. We got the shirts going on.
Oh man.
Yeah, but man, he makes it look so much better than you.
He does. He does.
Dude.
He does. He is a PIMP officially.
Lighting. I'm gonna turn. I'm actually in my getaway camper right now.
Oh.
And,
see.
I just got done catching some barramundi out here at the pit, and I had to go leave the topwater bite to come get online with you guys. So,
you should have
told us.
That's
you waited 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that's love.
You know, this is important. This is important stuff. It's a giveaway, man. This is big news. So.
This is love, man. Hey, you know, at the end of the day, that's just love, man. I'm feeling it, brother.
we can catch barramundi any day here at the pit, but there's a day like this given away for you guys here at NextFish, man. This is a good deal. So it's worth stopping for.
Heck yeah, appreciate that, Byron.
Yeah,
we rarely do, man. Thank you very much, man.
Let me ask you a question, Byron, before we get into everything important. I feel like this is important. Before we get into the more important stuff, tell me you were not at one point like the Osceola Outlaw in like WWE. I feel like you had a past life as a wrestler or something, and you just didn't tell anybody.
Oh, let me tell you something, brother. No, man. Yeah, that was at one. We were all younger at one point, you know.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Dude, nobody is safe with Andrew. He'll find the worst picture of you.
Hey man, I don't mind. I was at least holding a fish, you know.
Yeah, a good one too. Andrew don't know nothing about that.
No, Andrew don't.
Yeah, I'll get
This
it back.
is what I deal with.
Maybe
That's what I
something will
do on a
change
regular-
this time when you show up, man.
Yeah, I know people. I'll get you back.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll be
No.
out there on his ranch with nobody around except
Yeah.
for other people that will laugh.
Yeah,
So,
behind the gate. That's right.
So my thing is you've got a newly designed website. It looks awesome. You've
Thank
got some pictures, you've got videos, you're showcasing everything that you offer. Tell us a little bit about Osceola Outback, kind of how it came to fruition and where you see it going.
It was a complete accident. Osceola Outback was a complete accident, and then I tell people all the time. I said, if you're old enough to remember, there used to be a show called The Beverly Hillbillies, and you know, the old Uncle Jed was just shooting at the ground, and he hit his leg, you know.
Yeah.
So with Osceola Outback, it's kind of the same thing. We were tropical fish farmers by trade. My parents were, and my dad was I think the longest living tropical fish farmer in the state of Florida's history. So, which was, you know, kind of a cool deal. But my dad got out of the business, sold his farm, and these gentlemen came in here and pushed all our ponds in and dug these big pits and decided to bring in Bear Monday of all fish, and they were doing it strictly and completely and totally for food fish. So there was no sport fish thing in their minds. But they didn't know how they were going to get the fish out of the impoundments.
Right.
So at that point, they contacted us because, of course, we lived near the property to see if we could help them out. And I started bringing customers out and to feed fish, and basically the customers would pay me to catch fish that they couldn't take home, but we could put them in a pen to help the farm harvest their crop.
Nice.
And that's really how it started. So, you know, we started from the ground up. It was a complete grassroots effort, you know, of building a business from the ground up. I was doing some guiding as far as bass fishing and a few alligator hunts and turkey hunts back then, stuff like that. So the fishing, we just thought, hey, we just give it it'll be a whole new aspect of our service, and we'll see where it goes. And that was in 2005. And then in about 2007, the state of Florida got involved in Game and Fish, and they didn't like where it was going because it was a competition with what they were doing with bass fishing and stuff like that, and so we had to fight tooth and nail to keep it. So they finally grandfathered Osceola Outback in as the only guide service in the state of Florida that would be allowed to fee fish for Bear Monday.
Nice.
So which was great, but then they also outlawed all future Bear Monday farming in the state of Florida.
Wow.
So Osceola Outback in this property it's the only place you can do it in the state, but because of the temperature sensitivity the fish have, you really can't do it anywhere else in the country anyway. So they basically gave us a lottery ticket, if you will.
Yeah.
Shooting at the ground and the bubbling crude coming out of the ground, so to speak.
That was awesome.
And that's where we're at today. So in 2011, we had that horrible freeze in Florida that wiped out all the tarpon and snook, and just a horrible freeze we had. It killed about $2 million worth of fish off of our property.
Oh.
And put me out of business, and because I had all my eggs in this basket, because we were running hard and really gaining ground, And I mean, I lost my shorts. And a lot of people don't realize. They think, "Oh man, you've got it made," but this is not a get rich quick property. This is not it's not a one hit. It's a love of passion. You have to really not mind the mud, the blood, the tears, and the the kicking rocks and the mad one day because everything's broken or everything's blowing up and then the next day everybody's like, man, you're the Bear Monday guy, and it's that little glimmer of hope, that little glimmer in the back of your mind that sparks that keeps your feet kicking, and you're going, man, I'm gonna do it, I can do this. So after going through that freeze and losing everything, and then we had about a 5 or 6 year stint there, 7 year stint. We wasn't sure if we were going to really bring it back. And I retired out of the county. My wife retired out of the county. we took every dollar we had in retirement money to build this thing back up. So it's really, it's a lot of work, but we know what we have. We know just how important this place is, and we wouldn't do it any other way. I mean, we just love what we're doing. So
yeah, I don't see you a 9-to-5 guy, man. You're an outdoorsman, love to get your hands dirty, hunt, fish.
I'd like to keep them clean sometimes too.
Only to shovel a sandwich in your mouth, brother.
I wouldn't mind having some money in them once in a while.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We get to hunt and fish, and there's we were out on the water. It's been several years ago, and I told my wife, I said, we weren't catching many fish. It was one of them slow days for us, and we probably caught 15 or 20 bass or something, and it was a lot slower, and we were kind of aggravated because we're used to getting out there and hammering the bass when we go out on the airboat. And I said, you know what though? She goes, what? I said, there's some poor sucker somewhere sitting in an office right now that's making $1 million a year that wishes his ass was in this airboat. And that's what you got to tell yourself. No matter how bad you think you have it, if you can afford to go fishing once in a while, take your friends, your family, your people that are closest to you, your buddies, whatever it is, and you can just get away that one time a month maybe to go catch some fish and have some fun, you think you've got it licked. Well, we're getting paid to do it every day. So, maybe we're winning,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a good deal. That's a really good deal.
Now, Byron, you mentioned something about the sensitivity of those barramundi.
Yep.
What are those sensitivities? I know a little bit about the peacock bass. I know they got to be kept at a certain temperature and that water can't drop below a certain temperature. Is that the same principle with the barramundis?
Absolutely. Barramundi is definitely what you would consider a tropical fish, just like your peacock bass. Where peacock bass hate that 60-degree mark is kind of that detrimental, might as well dig a hole in the yard and get ready to bury your fish.
Yeah.
The barramundi are the same way. So that's the only reason we can have the peacock bass here. We've got clown knife here. We've got the barramundi here. We've got Oscars here. We've got Mayan cichlids. We've got a couple pacu. We've got all those types of fish. The only reason we can keep them is because we're able to keep in the winter. We're able to keep that water temperature above 60 degrees. We've got a deep well. We get a permit from the St. John's Water Management District. We're only allowed to pump so many gallons of water per year. So what that means is that when I need water in the summertime, if we're in a drought, which fortunately this year we haven't had any drought issues, but where we would need the water in the summer, I really have to be careful with any water I use throughout the year because I have to have that warm water the middle of December, January, February, and part of March.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, and this is crazy part. This is where I was getting at with the whole mud, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
It's from May till November, middle of November. It's the easiest job you've ever had, except for if the power comes in and blows out my power or something like that.
Right.
I'm dealing with electrical issues. But if I lose that power, if I lose my deep well motor, it's a 35 horse 3-phase electric motor. If I lose that power for a day, I'm out of business. Every fish I've got on this property is dead. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody sits there and goes, man, you got it made. But in the back of my mind, when it's cold, at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 10 o'clock at night, at midnight, at 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah, you're out there.
My ass is up, driving down here to this farm, checking that well, making sure it's running. And there ain't a damn thing I can do about it. If it goes down, ain't nothing I can do but put my hands up and put them in my pockets and go, hey, that retirement check just went for nothing. So
thank God for base layers and thermals, brother.
Yeah. And the truck heater. But that's my thing is that it's great. It's a great business to be in when everything's right. But when it's not, man, it takes very little bit in life to really upset this whole dynamic. So, so
that is insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What about their reproductive cycles? Do they reproduce and keep that pit filled, or do you keep?
Anytime we bring in more fish, I've got to import them in from Australia. They come in. Barramundi are hermaphrodites, so they're all males until they're about 25 pounds, and then they'll convert over to females. And you got to have ocean run salt water to reproduce. So that's why you'll you know, everybody's like, well, if a fish gets away, man, we're doomed. Well, if
Not really.
1,000 of them got away, they'd all be males, and then by the time they all became females, they'd freeze to death. So it'd be over, you know.
Yeah.
So it'd be a really cool 4 months on, you know, Lake Toho if we had, you know, 40 but after that, it's pretty much over. So
If I ever get one on Toho, I'll give you a call. I'm like,
don't call me. Just kill it, and don't call nobody. But
that's awesome. And so these fish eat good as well.
Yes,
Ooh.
they're a high-end table food. They were on Dr. Oz. It's considered a superfood. They're as high in omega-3 fatty acids as ocean-run salmon, and they have about 6 grams of protein per ounce. So they're a really good fish to eat. It's a white fish fillet. It's a very bland, non-gamey fish, as long as their environment's right, the food's right, and all that stuff. So, but it's high in fish. So that's what we do. We still sell these fish to market. We still sell several hundred pounds a week, and they go to market. And that's the only way this fish is allowed to leave the property. So people come here to fish. You go, hey, I'd like to keep one. The only way I can get them a fish is if I've had that fish sent to my processors and they sell me back a fillet that's been frozen and in a vacuum bag. I can't let any fish leave here because the state don't want, you know, some guy coming up here with his backyard pond over in, you know, Lakeland and wants to put barramundi in it, and then you know they can't control it. It's a restricted species for a reason. So
yeah, that's cool. I remember when we were there, the girls were all down the bank catching your fish for the pin and stuff like that. So
I thought you remember them girls all down the bank.
I could. Hey, I had everything, man. I was doing my bikini modeling as well, brother.
Oh gosh!
Thank God you were not.
This really went south, didn't it?
Yep.
Everybody backed out, and Dave's going to be in a bikini.
Byron, we got a couple questions. One is, have you set up any sort of heating system, or is it just kind of well dependent? And how warm is the water coming from the well?
Yeah, well dependent only, and that's all through this permit through St. John's Water Management. So that's the only thing that I have in place is this well to keep the water warm.
Right on.
Is there any?
The problem is I've got that each pond's about 3 million gallons of water.
Ooh.
So the quickest way and best way and most efficient way to heat water is with water.
Right.
And we've looked at a geothermal system, and I've called every well guy from here to Okeechobee to Tampa to Jacksonville. Literally, talked to probably a dozen different big well companies that talk about they do geothermal. And have yet to find one that actually would come out to do. And I'd put in 8 or 10, and I haven't had one guy that's ever showed up or done what he said he could do. So,
wow,
interesting.
So I'm a well dependent property. And like I say, if I have a well cave in, this well cost me $180,000 to install. So I just had lightning strike out here about 2 weeks ago. Burned up a 3-phase paddle wheel. That was a $600 motor. Hit my well, my 3-phase deep well. Just replaced it, and that motor was $6,000. So,
oh my goodness.
So yeah, it takes a few piston trips to pay for that. But hey, we love what we're doing.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's crazy, man. It's like you created your own little tropical ecosystem up there.
Yeah,
somehow.
I feel like I have. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, what's the biggest peacock in that canal?
We don't have a lot of big ones, and there's partly my fault. We had to buy. The state would not let me go catch any of my own fish. We had to buy them from a licensed fish farm that had peacock bass. So we went and got the fish. They weren't going to be real big because your guy's just farming them. You just fundamental. So we got those fish. Because the state made the peacock bass a game fish now, a non-native game fish, so that way it could require your fishing license. So we went and got those, and we put them in the system, and they've done real well. And they'll bed and spawn and reproduce like crazy, but they eat an enormous amount of food. But they won't eat pellets. So, and it being a cichlid, you would think that they would eat pellets, but they will not eat. They'd starve to death before they'd eat a pellet. So I've got to put shiners in and shad in and dead bait in or live Missouri minnows in weekly. And there was probably 5,000 little 3-inch, 4-inch long peacocks, baby peacocks. And within a month, they're gone. They're all gone. They've eaten them all. So they are terribly carnivorous. I mean, they eat everything in their path. So
yeah, they're aggressive.
But yeah, so they're not real big. I'd say the biggest one's probably about 5.5 pounds.
Yeah, he lives in that pipe.
Yes, there's a couple like that. And
Now listen,
the clown knife are probably, we've got some clown knife in there that are probably pushing 5 to 8 pounds. They're probably as long as your arm. You know what I mean? But
Are they in that same canal?
yes. But we have.
I know where I'm going.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But we haven't had anybody catch one yet, and you can ride up there on the side by side and look at them swimming.
You see them, right?
Kind of get off in the dark grass, but
No, I thought I saw one because I didn't know that it was a clown knife. I saw a big fish in there with a huge silver side, and I guarantee you that's what it was.
Yeah, we put those in there too, and I've got just some stuff we had here on the farm. I've got a big tiger shovel nose in there. I've got a couple big pockets in there, but there's so much volume and so much grass, and to see one or spot one is pretty rare. So,
and I know those clown knife can get real finicky too. Sometimes you got to really downsize, and then by the time you downsize with them teeth, you're gonna get broke off.
And the problem is when you have them in there, like I saw him the other day, and I put on a dead shad, and I flipped it out to where he was, and he's watching it, so I know he's fixing to eat it. Well, there's 10 peacocks come swimming up this little guy, and I'm like, no, and everybody's like, what? And I'm like, I don't want to catch a stupid peacock. I want to catch a peacock. So. And everyone's like, what? And like anybody else would be tickled to death about catching a peacock because we're north of Lake Ida, and that's the only place you're going to get them down, from there south, So, and the way it stands right now with their Bear Monday, of course, it's the only place you can catch them in the Western Hemisphere and the Northern Hemisphere. But now that we have peacocks and largemouth on site, if you catch all 3 or even 2 of those, the Bear Monday and one of the other 2, it's the only place you can do that in the entire world. So a lot of people don't even think about that. But when they come out, I go, look, we got to make a T-shirt now for people that they can buy and go, hey, I got the world, the World Slam or the World.
There's some marketing we can do behind that, buddy. Dude. I know a guy. I got an Andrew.
Yeah. Listen to the salesman kicking in on this guy.
Yeah,
I'm a rag doll, Byron. I'm a rag doll, and I'm thrown around like just chopped liver.
Yeah,
International. Andrew. Let's do this thing. I just had a light bulb go off.
I think we all did. We all sparked up. Wait a minute.
So let's talk about some of your other species there. I mean, you've got some world-class style largemouth bass on that property too.
Yes, absolutely. We have a 1 mile long when we need water in our ponds. We don't want to use a well, so what we have is the farm is 100% self-recirculating, so it's self-contained. So any water that leaves these ponds, they're 6 feet higher than the grade. They drop off into a canal system, and then that canal system's attached to a culvert that goes into basically a long retention system, and it's a mile long. So basically, it's just a 80-foot wide canal that's full of vegetation, cattails, bass habitat, basically. Oh my God! And it starts on one end and makes a big long horseshoe and comes back, and then we've got the big pond behind the bait shop is where it ends at. And then I've got a diesel pump there that relifts that water back up into the system so I can recirculate it. Kind of like your fish tank at your house little filter is. It just picks the water up, dumps it through a filter, and it comes back in your tank,
Was that by design? Was that a thought of it?
And they did that on purpose. They did that because they needed to recirculate the water, and it would let it filter, let the ammonias get out, and all the other stuff get out and filter the water. So by doing that, we've created, this spectacular place for bass to live. So we put bass in there and some really nice bass in there. My wife caught, a couple over 10. I've caught a couple over 10, and right at the back deck where our bait is, if you open the bait tank and you turn around and look behind you in the water, there's this 20 bass that are from 1.5 pounds to 4 pounds sitting there waiting like a crazy dog waiting on somebody to throw them a bone, and so it's kind of cool for the customers to see, and the big bluegill and everything just kind of stacked up there, so it's cool for the customers.
And
then we sell them.
There was one about 8 that ate a bluegill. Last time I was there, he was throwing bait in there, and the bluegill were coming up eating the bait.
He said he wanted the bluegill.
Shadow underneath, man, and it was like, oh, this is about to get real.
And so we do sell bait for the peacocks because they don't eat pellets and they don't hardly eat like artificial because they're so shy on leaders and all that stuff. So we sell live shiners off the back deck and minnows. And so customers want to catch peacocks and they know they can catch them that way. They're pretty much guaranteed some bass and some peacocks. So they catch the barramundi. They can go, drop a line in, grab a dozen shiners, go out, catch 4 or 5 peacocks, 4 or 5 bass, and they can say they done it and then get back to barramundi fishing.
What the heck?
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous. I'm just. Is that happening?
We finally got approved. We finally got approved, and I am maybe one of your listeners will holler at y'all, and y'all can call me. But we finally got approved for Arapamas. So our next big deal is to try to get some Arapamas put in.
Yeah, we were talking about that last time I was there, and you were waiting for the approval, so it did go through.
I finally got it. Yeah, Department of Ag. Our approval for Arapamas. So
this is game changing.
They sound like a damn shotgun when they hit the top of the water.
Yeah,
like that is like the fish to listen to. If you've never listened.
Yeah, well, for us, it's just another draw. I mean, I love the Arapamas because they're so cool, majestic, big fish, and the problem is they're almost extinct. From over their native country because when they catch them, it's kind of like the arowanas. And we used to buy tons of arowanas in the tropical fish industry that would come in from South America as silvers. Couldn't get the blacks because that was restricted, but we get the silvers in, and the way they harvested them, we found out later, is that they would catch these big tarpon size females or males, and they mouth brood, so they're basically a cichlid. So they would mouth brood these babies, and the babies are born with a yolk sac. So the parents kind of keep them in that mouth, and until they learn how to eat mosquito larvae and small fry, they don't drop out of yolk sac. So the natives over there would be in their dugout canoes, find these fish, corral them, catch them, and chop their heads off with a machete, so they couldn't swallow their babies. So they were in essence taking their brood stock and chopping the heads off of it so they could sell 100 baby fish. I was like, what?
What?
So I don't know if that's how they still do it today, but when I was a kid, if you bought silver arowanas, there was a really big chance that breeder that was 4 feet long, 3 or 4 foot long breeder that lived 20 years was no more because it was breeding the babies. But so any of those big fish like that would be a huge draw,
Oh, absolutely.
But for us, it's a big undertaking because you got to get approval because of what we are, and we don't want to rock the boat with the state because they already got a pretty
give you a golden ticket right now as it is. Yeah.
I mean, and I don't mean this in a bad way. The Department of Ag is definitely on our side to help us out. But Game and Fish at one time, they were looking for a reason, to come in and just tell us, see you later. But my phone is at 10%.
Let's do it then.
Yeah, let's get this guy. Whoever this poor guy is, got to come out or gal to come out here and catch these fish.
Yeah, I'm excited. You just blew my mind, Byron.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to catch an Arapama for a long.
Well, we don't have them yet, but we have the permitting. We have that. Where they said as soon as I get them, just let them know, and we have everything we need. So that's all we're waiting on. A few fish.
No, that's awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. This is how it's going to go. We're gonna bring up the names. We'll show you some names. There's over 1,000 entries. There's over 1,100 entries.
Yeah, almost 1,200 entries.
Hit a button that says randomize. It's going to randomize a winner. I've never done it before, so we're about to see what happens.
Wherever it lands, it lands.
Yeah, wherever it lands, it lands. So we've got all these names here. I mean, tons of them. It goes on for another.
Oh my God!
What I'll do, I'll go out to my truck and I'm going to grab my cord while we're doing this. And then I can get plugged back in.
Okay.
And it takes a few minutes to do this because I haven't done this before either. So
yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen when I hit that button,
dude.
Let's wait for him to get back in.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting on Byron, thank you everybody who participated.
Yes.
Look at all these people.
I mean, we got 6 pages. Over 6 pages.
That's great.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Again, I mean, thank you, Byron, too. This is an awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
I just can't believe there's 6 pages of people that want to fish with Andrew.
Dave,
I draw a big crowd, guys.
It's
You know?
Dave. I
It
think it's
ain't about the
Dave.
barramundi. Hey, it ain't
No
no
one wants
barramundi
to-
about fishing with Andrew. Let's get it right.
Plain and simple. No one wants to go fishing with someone that's going to beat them all the time.
Yeah.
I bring that value.
Dave has like a cult following, bro. Like, Dave, people love you, man. I swear. Everybody, where's Dave? How's Dave doing? Like, what about Joe? What about my neck?
No, everybody's like, I love Dave. I'm like, great. He's the one that's
That Andrew guy.
Hey, I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the one sipping on an adult beverage next to my man Byron and catching up with Byron.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to get some content for this this international slam thing we got going because I'm excited about that. I want all three.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's
I want to have like a barramundi, a peacock, and a bass. Just like
yeah. I'm fixing to do that this time around. I'm bringing me a little peacock truck.
we're trifectaing tonight.
I'm bringing me a little peacock bait. I don't care if it's 6-inch peacock or not. It's a peacock.
Yeah, as long as you got one, right?
Right. All right, Byron. How you doing over there?
I'm doing good. I actually just jumped in my truck. I'm just gonna do it from that truck. So
There you go.
Perfect.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, ready, guys?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Let's see who the winner is.
Don Tantillo. Can you read that?
Ron Tantillo. Tantillo, right?
I think so.
All right.
That's it.
There it is.
That's the winner.
Yep.
That's the guy.
Don Tantillo.
Don Tantillo. Yep.
Dude, congrats.
He's gonna be a lucky rascal. Yeah,
No, we're
He is.
Now,
Get
are
in
you
touch
guys
with
gonna
us,
have him
Don.
contact you?
What's that?
I said, are y'all gonna contact you for this? Or do you want to?
Yeah, we'll get in
We're gonna
contact
get-
and see what his intentions are and see how many people he wants to bring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll let you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
That's
for
awesome.
sure. So I want to thank everybody that participated in this. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a pretty decent turnout, and I'm pretty thrilled with it. We're gonna do some more of these down the road. I've got another guy that wants to give away a nighttime crappie fishing charter, which is pretty cool. If you've ever been under the lights, it's awesome.
Yeah.
One of these days, we're gonna do everything in Florida. We're taking every fishing trip. Period.
Yeah. I mean,
What we're doing next?
Sure. Yeah.
What we're doing next is we're going to Osceola Outback Adventures, and we're going to fish Monday. That's
Yes.
what
With Don.
Yes.
Dude, I'm getting an international slam.
I'm the Don. He's going to have his own shirt and everything.
Yeah, we got to make him a shirt.
Oh,
It's official. It's official.
of course. I mean,
Absolutely.
Well, and the good, tell them just to bring. We'll have the band because everybody knows these barramundi have some serious gill play. So.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was told.
Yes, they
yeah.
do. That's no joke. That I was about to call Byron out until I caught one. I was like, wow.
Right?
I was like, way overkill on that. Way overkill. But no, it's not.
That's funny. I'm
Hey,
excited.
look, Byron, I got a question for you,
I
man.
didn't know.
Strike King, they make a big king dog. It's like 7-8 inch walking bait. I saw some grown fish on that aerial that Andrew did.
Yep.
Is that something that big girl will take down out there?
Look, I have no doubt, and it depends on what time of day we do this fishing trip for Don.
All right.
But and with the weather and when he's able to do it. So if we can do it while it's still summertime, do an evening deal like a 5:30 to dark.
Okay.
That topwater bait, we'll probably be missing some bait. So we've been throwing frogs up in the grass, been throwing frogs, and you can get behind it and just kind of find a little hole in the grass as big as a coffee cup. And those 8-pounders will come up to that grass trying to eat those frogs. So,
dude,
really
we saw Miss Kimberly. We saw
Yeah,
Miss
we
Kimberly. We played her video last show on Tuesday. Dude, it was awesome.
yeah,
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm.
it's good.
No.
They've been using some soft soft plastic stuff, and it's always good. I mean, it really don't really matter what you throw, but
Yeah.
like top water, you want to do something with some top water. So that evening bite is, man, it's hard to beat. So.
Ooh.
Well,
We'll get it figured out with Don. We'll get how many guests he wants to bring. You know, he does get one, but we're going to try to get some of his buddies out and just have a grand old time, man. Get
Awesome
a bunch of us out there and maybe have a little competition.
Bring,
you know, we'll put our boy Andrew up against whoever.
Yeah.
man.
I was hoping Andrew would get one of them little bikinis with maybe a drink.
It depends on the wager, my friend. Depends on the wager.
I love it. I love it.
No, Byron, man, we appreciate you so much, dude. You've done a lot for us, and we look forward to continuing to help in any way we can with you.
Yeah,
and
bro, we appreciate it, man.
You guys have an awesome thing going on there, and I got one last question.
You guys, so
Of course, bud.
Absolutely. One last question, Byron. Have you ever fished in the middle of the night for the Barramundi?
yes. The only issue for the night fishing in the middle of the night is you get blown up on every cast because they're really what we're doing in a daytime fishing for them is kind of backwards of how they should be caught because they're basically a snook. So they're more of a nocturnal feeder, and their eyes are on top of their head for a reason. So, you know, they're a top water feeder. They're more of an ambush predator. So that nighttime bite is by far the best way to catch them. But it just drives me nuts because I can't see it happening. So, you know, you hear it, bam, man, and you set a hook and you don't know where it's flying to, where it's coming from. And so after about an hour of that, I can't do it. So, but
there
it's
you
really
go.
good at night. But on that note, I do have cameras. So if you're coming out here on my property in the middle of the night, I know you're coming.
Well, if you see a little fat guy with a big fat guy, you know it's me and Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you'll see another fat guy on side by side coming down the road.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. I can't thank you enough, Byron. Appreciate everything you've done, and
no.
Tell Miss Kimberly I said hello, and I can't wait to see her here. We'll get everything figured out on our end, and give you a date and get everything set up for Don.
Buddy, hey, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everything y'all done, and letting me be a part of this. It's kind of cool deal, man. I really appreciate y'all. So,
yeah, awesome. Have a good night, Byron. Thank you for everything, brother. That's awesome.
No, what a good dude, man.
How much fun are we gonna have, Don?
Don, we're
gonna get with us, Don.
We're talking about some.
Don might not even know he just won.
No, he probably doesn't. And I hate that there's a 50-50 chance that we pronounce his name wrong.
That's okay. We know D-O-N definitely is Don. So we know
that part.
Not too bad.
So, I'm going to send this out tonight. I'm going to let him know that he was the winner, and we are going to begin the preparation. So Don not only won a trip for two.
Oh my gosh, he's coming.
We've got JB,
right?
We've got JB from Vector Hooks coming down. He's got a special care package for you guys. And then we've got Bass Assassin lures. We've got some flat out tungstens. We're going to put together kind of a nice kit for you.
We got some.
We've also got a package of Sudsy Bear soap for you.
Little wobble heads, you never know what.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. But you're going to get a whole bunch of cool stuff. And I'm super excited to give it to you. I know we all are. Yes, Joe, that's the juice right there.
I mean, yeah, I'll put that back there. I'm just excited because my boy Steve done sent me my little care package here.
Oh,
got to get the truck going. Oh,
that's a big one.
Going. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
No, but Don, congrats, bud. You're going to be fishing with us. You're going to be.
Those are the same size stickers.
No equal.
Nothing better than it, bud. I got a bag full of it right here.
Hey.
Everybody's got it. The nasty.
Oh, yeah,
no, but it's going to be.
We're doing good on this end, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be set, man. I mean, Don, you're about to get some baits, man. You're gonna have a heck of a time, brother. We're gonna treat you right and
have a good time, man.
Get to know you, man. And look, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to put a little wager on Andrew out fishing you, buddy.
Yeah, something in us. It's always got to be a competition with the boys, doesn't it?
Hey,
it always does.
I'm putting Andrew up against the field right now.
Yeah,
I'm putting Andrew up against the field.
I want the international slam.
I'm taking the 100-1 odds.
Man, if he wins though, Dave, you can.
That's what I'm saying.
You can retire, man.
I'm taking the 100-1 odds, man. I'm backing Andrew. Let's go, buddy.
I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it.
Dude, I want the slam. That's in my heart. Like, I need the slam.
I think I'm just gonna go take a couple fish just to get that slam, because
the slam would be cool. Don't get me wrong. I've caught obviously largemouth. We all have. I've caught peacock. Joe and I have. Dave, you can tune in on that one when you finally get up to speed with that.
I will.
It's the one thing I have.
A bikini pose with that little 6-incher.
Hey, that's the one thing I've got over you right now. But my thing is I want a clown knife.
Good luck.
Yeah, let me find one of them suckers. I'll figure it out.
No, and I know that I didn't know they had them in there. I didn't even think to ask him. But I saw a long, slender freaking silver flash, and I chalked it off. Didn't know they existed. I thought it was just peacock in there.
No, dude, it's a fish. From my experience, they're very finicky. They can see really good.
Dude, they can swim in reverse.
Yeah, I've only
hooked
2 in my life, and they've broken me off.
But here's the thing, Andrew. If they swim in reverse, if you got a flying lure, it goes backwards.
What?
Haven't you seen a flying lure? When you jerk it, it floats backwards back into the fish. Oh, come on, dude! You telling me you don't have a flying lure with all the gadgets and gidgets and crazy stuff that you buy?
I don't have the flying lure.
You got to have at least a banjo minnow.
I used
like a dead Chad floating down.
Don't tempt him. He'll get on eBay right now and go buy one.
We don't anymore. But I'll tell you what. How cool, Joe? How cool would it be if we were using those frogs? Podcast.
The freaking
yes,
dude. I almost want to spend.
What do you want to bet that would be the ticket to get one?
Dude, no, I'm saying because you pull it and then it just sits in place and the legs go. I'm telling you right now, I'm envisioning like chaos.
Dude.
Yeah, Andrew, you don't need to say that no more. Usually, you just need to be done with that. If you pull it, the legs, they have a tendency to moving.
If you pull it, if you tug on it, the legs are just. No, Dave, dude, I'm freaking buying. I'm buying the frog. I kind of felt bad for that guy.
I'm buying the frog because he was in denial. He straight up said he was like he either had a really bad show or he just didn't care at all. But I can't tell.
This is a money maker.
He's like, yeah, I don't really care if you go walk down the aisle and just throw it away in that trash can. It's all right. I was like, you don't say that.
This is your product, man. Like, what the heck?
Wow.
He was, don't make much money on it,
So end of the day, man. Don, you're gonna have one heck of a I don't know what you want to call her.
It's an experience.
I don't know if she's a charter captain, a guide. I would say a guide. Let's call it a guide.
It's a guide, man.
Miss Kimberly is probably going to be your guide. And let me tell you what, that lady can flat out fish, brother.
She knows what
flat out fish. She's got the game down. She had.
Byron's probably going to have a tub of KFC.
Oh yeah.
Then I'll be with him then. That sounds good.
Oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying with Byron, dude. Because
I ain't worried about the slam anymore. Where's the food?
Byron had the bikini models, a bucket of chicken, and some cold crown.
And fish. Like
that's why Dave's going to be hanging with Byron.
It should be called like Heaven Ranch. Like that. It's got to be heaven, right?
Yeah.
That's my heaven.
Hold on a minute. I'm gonna go catch a couple fish real quick. I'll be right back.
that is heaven. That's Joe's heaven. When I die, I want to go to Osceola Outback.
It's a beautiful ranch. I mean, he's got the wild game out there. He's got the exotics, largemouth bass. Like you said, he caught over 10.
He's got a shovel nose catfish in there running around somewhere.
Yeah.
That I would like that too.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a good time, man. And Don, congrats.
Congrats, Don. Yeah, man, you're gonna get taken care of, bud. You're gonna catch fish and you're gonna leave with stuff to catch more fish when you get home or wherever you're from. So I'm excited to reach out to you, bud, and I'm sure we all are, and get this thing going and get it lined up.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Well, I guess until Tuesday, 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking about some more Karens and Marins.
We got all sorts of stuff.
I have a would Andrew throw that lure that I haven't exposed to anybody yet. So we'll ask that question.
That is you could probably run that every week.
I'm going to run it every week. I've got
that's an easy 5-minute segment right there. Would Andrew throw this?
Oh my gosh. And we have something. Andrew, you know what you've seen it, but you don't know it yet. Don't worry about it. Tuesday, 1 o'clock, tune in to find out. Don, congrats. Allison, what's up, girl? I see you. Take them away. We're done with them. All right, guys. Till Tuesday. Peace out.